39 has been here for over 40 years, and the sea lions are the most special part of the pier.
Cold and windy this morning. Hard thing about having to get permissions for things is you don't really get to pick the weather. You have to just be down here at a certain time. So normally when you turn up to a location, if it's around a building, then it'll have somebody who owns the land, and then it'll be somebody who owns the building, and then there'll be the company that's in the building as well that you have to get clearance from. So we've got Todd Barber, who is our man on the ground over here.
I've obviously known about Todd and his work with things like Rampage.
He's put on some of the most recognizable events in the cycling industry.
Todd has been working on this project for the last 5 years. He originally worked on it back in 2017, organising all the permits. He has all the right contacts to just make something like this happen.
Having to get permits for locations definitely adds a bit more pressure to the riding. I mean, on one hand, you've got clearance to be there, so you're not going to get kicked out with security or whatever, but on the other hand, quite often the permit's only for like 4 hours. By the time you kind of get warmed up, get your head into gear to try it, then you're suddenly running out of time.
There's two sides to the permits. I think the first side is it creates a really stressful environment, which is a challenge.
It's not even fear of this. I've lost drive. Yeah.
But then the second side is it also adds that little bit of extra pressure that sometimes Danny needs to pull a trick. Something to just tip him over the edge to commit to do something.
Should we just try and take the pallets away?
Yeah, yes, fine with that.
Yeah?
That's great, dude.
Getting like a limited amount of time and knowing you've got 5 minutes left to get something done, sometimes it's good.
The levels of anxiety start to increase.
What time are we on?
Half past?
I don't know, it's not helping. Stuff.
Done. Bit of a build up to that, but glad. There's people everywhere. It's middle of the day.
You guys are awesome. You crack me up. It was great. It was great having you guys here. And the sea lions, I think, enjoyed it more than anybody. Look, they were so entertained.
Thanks very much for letting us film.
Yeah.
got it,
really
Chris.
appreciate
What a
it.
grass.
I know.
She's the best.
Group.
It's a bit of a shame no one fell in, but maybe next time.
We had the boat. The boat was here.
Yeah.
And that was an afterthought.
Yeah.
Our security said, you know what?
Fort Point is basically a postcard.
I don't think many tourists come here without at least going out there and walking along there. There's surfers coming in. It's a real popular surf spot.
It's a chain placed perfectly in front of the Golden Gate Bridge.
Every time I see pictures of them on the internet, I always imagine myself riding along the top of them. This morning, we are out at Fort Point, near the Golden Gate Bridge. Pretty stunning. The other ones are so rusted that they're a bit too technical, so we've gone for the cleanest, newest one. Not looking very inviting, is it? Got my tyres so soft that the bike just stalled.
The chain was something I thought was actually going to be really straightforward. Coming to Fort Point, I thought it would go quite quickly because it's such a big, fat chain. But it turned out that the way the chain was lined up in the grooves, it spun him off as he rode across it. And also, what you don't see with the camera is there are some pretty gnarly rocks off to the side. So coming off the chain, you would fall down into some pretty hellish rocks.
Like if it didn't have the rocks down to one side, this line would be quite fine because what you do is you just commit to the line and you just go over the handlebars both sides.
Fort Point was the first location that the permits really came into place. We only had 4 hours to get that trick done, and I don't think Danny was quite ready for dealing with that and having to deal with that pressure of time.
I want to throw a bike in the sea. Done.
Is this the moment you finally punch one of us?
Oh, just so. Not really. Trying to work with permits isn't very easy. It's nice to get permits for this stuff, but in the normal world, we normally just poach this stuff and nobody cares. It wasn't even a good attempt today, even. That's the annoying thing. That's it, Todd, you know what now? Yeah. Missing each spot here. Oh, scrubbing are good.
China Banks is another classic skate spot. It's in all the Thrasher magazine, it's in all the skate magazines, it's also in all the BMX edits. I think if you're a fan or ride BMX or skateboard, you will have seen it.
Feeling good today, actually. This is the kind of stuff I like to ride. Kind of just nice, moving with the trials bike. I need to find more of this kind of stuff, actually, to be honest, because it's the kind of stuff that I probably like riding the most.
Pigeon. Talk about the pigeon for the show.
I think that's very cool.
Yeah.
Nice. I think that's good.
Can I ask you for a quick interview, please? What's your role today in the shoot?
You can shove that in my mouth. Seeger's been awesome on the shoot. We actually did a wee shoot before we came out here as a bit of a test.
I've only worked with Danny once in Amsterdam.
There will not be a third. This is the second and last time I'll be working with Chris. Yeah, horrible guy.
And he passed, so he got the gig. But it's been class having him.
He just clicked with everyone.
Luckily, he's a good character as well as a good shooter, so.
He's got really good energy and amazing camera skills.
That's a big... There's pigeons. That's insane. Let's get some snaps of Danny. Some flashed photos whilst the boys are setting up the jib shot down there.
Like that, I'll follow him around, then lower down, drops to the middle ledge.
Ah, oh, sat on my back tire, sorry.
Turned out better than I ever thought it would. That's really cool.
Did you see mine, Robbie?
A lot of build up to that one. What, 5 years in the making?
Let's go. Yeah, I think it looks good. Hey, good work.
It's been a long time coming, and I think it's quite nice. Like after the last few days, it's been pretty stressful, so it's nice to do something quickly, efficiently, and Danny to be really happy with how everything went.
It's one of the ones I knew I was probably going to enjoy riding, actually. It's kind of definitely my scene, so I'm pleased it was actually like that in reality, rather than realising that something was a bit scarier than I thought it was. On to the next one.
Next time on Back of the Postcard.
California, I mean, it's iconic.
It's the place where dreams come true.
I've had an absolute nightmare here.
I've set myself up a real challenge.
3 attempts?
Yeah. Are you ready to go?
You can definitely tell this is the first time you've been.
I was going to say.
Confident?
I wouldn't say so.